May 12, 2026. By moving at the 16 apartment, the dry voice of a man that is driving me nuts inside their apartment, also with threats and not only. Then it ended with, and I don't know if such a law was given, with Carmen Angela Bucurescu, the building administrator. Because up there at the 16 apartment, all those months was not only one guy who was frequenting that apartment, but many. People coming in, people getting out. As far as I'm concerned and noticed, the 18th apartment of that Hungarian girl, because I caught her right in her very door, speaking to a guest of hers in Hungarian. You can imagine that you don't know who's coming there as renting an apartment. Nobody places you at the file with the listing of tenants for staying only one night, or 3 or 7. After that lady, Angelica, moved from the 19th apartment, and lately I've seen an old woman around 70 years old, 75. I don't know if the one walking upstairs in front of her was Craca Florin or her husband, because that guy should look like the one standing at the 24th apartment many, many years ago. A few nights ago, when I took some pictures in the streets with the cars of guests that are coming in that building, either on the new or the old, I even made a video clip that two guys were getting outside their car at 3 a.m. in the morning. While I was preparing to go to bed, I took my smartphone and shot a video clip right through the that thing on the pinned on the door, inside the door, that you can see outside through. Some kind of telescope. And by making noise and being desperate, because I filmed the platforms of game like Stormfall, Age of War, Rise of Valor, and Pirates, Tides of Fortune, are becoming even more desperate. Beautiful view, isn't it? I like to come here sometimes, almost every day, if I'm not mistaken. You can see the mountains, or the beginning of the mountains. And I'm still struggling to find something decent to work after Romania made a mockery and a fool throughout the world out of me. just because they could, you know, just because they could. And I shall remind you again, all these starting in 2012. The years are passing by. 2016, I discovered that platform with online games, Plarium.com. And some became desperate about things. Why? Because it's quite a social one and used by many humans. And maybe aliens. Who knows? There you are, my real name, throughout even that platform, because somebody had it in for me, and for so many years. I remember the first time I joined League in Stormfall Age of War. They were kind of directing my life, my real life, being some kind of good fella. Who would you trust if you were me? Who would you? If you see guys with a woman's avatar and so on and so forth, who knows who was that Red Queen in a period of time, the Pink Lady or something like that, with the Ukrainian flag posted as an avatar, who was some kind of Jesusa, that would be a Jesus, female gender, acting like one. And you know why nobody is written down? Because most of them have it in for me. Because I am exposing them just the way they are. Exactly like those symptoms. They kill you and then they get upset with you because you're screaming out loud, help. People coming in, people getting out. And for almost a year now, in June, that 16 apartment who never stops renovating. I don't know what they're doing there, but how many times a week you can use a flex machine or that automatic machine that breaks walls? That breaks walls. Yes, I said it correctly, I think. And now they're starting at a 19 apartment. I can even see two pieces of shit renovating there. A guy with beard and another one commenting me, saying like something like, "We know, we know who he is." No, you don't. I'm just a human being, just like you, but not that closed-minded. Plus the fact that some evil humans have broken my human rights, if you can call them humans, starting with acquaintances over the years and them playing online platforms based on what would be some kind of my life. Yes, it is unbearable. keep in mind that I also still have a cat with me, and he senses the danger in that neighborhood. But for strangers you haven't seen once in your life, to catch them even while they're moving their mouth, saying something like, well, if he doesn't take his pill, we're gonna kill him, something like that. Most of you hearing this, do you have any idea what these people have and still doing to me? Have done and are still doing to me, killing me socially, and threatened that I would be hunted down. And the 16th apartment, the guy residing there, they're commenting me inside my own car, which has been hacked by Sorin the mechanic. And not only, I told you, it's not enough that I have to put up with that piece of shit right there above my apartment. Also, Mihai Matei, and from time to time, Alin Dinița, and not only, his girls, for example. But you can feel and you can smell the desperation in this guy's voice when saying things like he will make me a public toilet, that he will kill me, and so on and so forth. And not only, and among all these words, the renovation of some apartments, which starting 2022, they kind of never stop, starting with 18, 19, 16, apartment 2 from staircase A, apartment 21, staircase B. They never stop. Never. And even if I catch a good day, always there has to do something, like across the road, banging the gates, pretending or actually probably really working in their gardens. I would leave this camera on continuously because funny thing, when usually this happens, nobody says anything. Also, when I take somebody into my car, like hitchhikers, for example, everything stops. They draw the curtains, excuse me, of whatever they have built within that block. I can even see how my mother is working in that house and everything stops. Like I told you, they draw the curtains, metaphorically speaking, shut out everything. Or that character from right there from the neighborhood, Adi Florin Matei, which in a period of time, uh, I called him to exchange a word, play some backgammon, that game online. Table, it is called actually in the Romanian language. But he's also, just like them, a fake of a human.